Hi, everybody. Welcome to the module on digital communication. In this module, we're going to focus on a couple of ways that we, the Tectoses, think are critical uh, to help us communicate with each other in the coming days and weeks. And I would like to lay it out for you right here and kind of give you the why. I'll start with an introduction in just a moment, but we realize that there are those of you that have know all about Gmail and know all about what I'm about to share, and also have been doing Google messaging for a long time. We're not we don't expect you to stick through this and have to watch all this in order to just take the assessment. But please hear me on this first page. Give me a chance to explain what it is we're going to try to teach you and why it's important. And then if you think you can do all those and you're comfortable with it, or you don't think it'll help you in any way, just fast forward right to the end, and that's where the assessment will be. No problem with that. Okay, so I'll jump here into sort of the order that we had. I'm going to try to share with you some tips for harnessing your Gmail. If you've never really done anything to Gmail to try to organize what how you receive emails and categorize them and put labels on them, then I'm going to try to show you today 3 tips that'll make, I think, your life a lot more easy and more comfortable when and how to deal with the coming onslaught of messaging we're about to all receive. I'll show you the difference between archive and delete. So if you don't know that you can do 1 or 2 of those, I'll explain that to you, because that will save you a great deal of time. We'll look at a fairly new feature for Google Gmail called reading panes. This will speed up how quickly you can respond to messages that are coming to you. It's a way to manage all the messages you're going to get, but it'll show you how to quickly respond to each of them with fewer clicks. And then finally, a big one here is filters. I'll show you how you can set up filters in Gmail. And what that means is when an email comes to you, we normally think it just goes right into our mailbox. But you can associate many different tags or filters to that message, and you don't even have to see some of them if you don't want. You can send them to folders. You can delete them. You can mark them as important. You can do all kinds of things to messages as they're coming into you to help you organize your life. So I'm going to show you a couple of options there that I think you'll appreciate. Then we'll jump into a quick little make it stick activity just to help you remember some of the things you've just learned. And then we'll do the second part of this, which is a fairly short module. And as I said, you can skip through as whatever you'd like, but we'll look at Google Hangout, the messages part of it. You've probably seen it in your hanging out in the Gmail in your lower left corner, but maybe you haven't used it, or you haven't used it to its full potential. So let me share with you some best practices with that. And then finally, we'll wrap it up with just your quiz. And we want everybody to take that quiz and get 80%, show some mastery before you move on. All right, so just the introduction. Just give me a moment here. Deep breath, because all of us, are probably going to be inundated with more messages than we've ever received in our lives. We're going to be using a learning management system. Usually that's going to be Google Hangouts or Google Classroom, sorry, for most of us. And Google Classroom has a tendency to send a lot of notifications to you and a lot of notifications to students. You can control that inside of Google Classroom as a teacher, but it's still an frankly, an unmanageable amount of messages you're going to get. Every time you post something, students reply to something. Students can reply to messages as they turn things in and turn it in again. You will get a message from Google Classroom. You're going to be getting emails from students who are going to be asking you questions for clarity. You're going to be getting messages from administrative staff. You're going to be getting messages from other teachers. You'll probably be getting messages from parents too on a regular basis every day. You could be getting dozens of emails. So I want to show you how to organize that and how to keep your sanity because it can become overwhelming. And the social emotional needs of students also apply to us. And there's nothing worse than sitting at the computer, opening up your Gmail and seeing dozens of unread messages and not knowing what to do with them or just where to even start. So that's why we think that this little quick Gmail tutorial will help you feel relieved and be ready to approach the day in a more positive manner. We also want to share with you how to do the messaging so that you can avoid email. Because email, it tends to be sort of official. Emails tend to be longer, right? And emails tend to be full of attachments. Emails are designed, at least, to go deeper with messaging. But what if you just wanted to send a quick hello to somebody or connect with a student or respond quickly to an administrator's request? Messaging is much better, it's much faster, and it's much more efficient. So if we can kind of transition away, in some cases, from Gmail to messaging each other, I think that's going to lower the burden that's going to be required on all of us. So that's kind of the why. That's where we're going. At this point, if you feel that you're comfortable with all of these, skip right ahead to the end and take the assessment. Or stick around and learn a little bit here and there. Okay? So when you move on to the next section, we'll start in with Gmail.